Hello everyone, my name is JX from Poladrone. We are a DJI Enterprise Tier 1 distributor based in Malaysia and Thailand. Since the launch of the Mavic 2 Enterprise at once, or more commonly known as the M2EA, a lot of customers have asked us the differences between the M2EA and the larger, heavier, bulkier Matrice 300 RTK with the Zenmuse H20T payload. So today we'll be running a short product comparison video to compare key features such as the flight time, the form factor, the payload, and many other things. So let's dive straight into it. So let's start with the most obvious thing, the size of the platforms, where I have a much larger, heavier platform, the Matrice 300 RTK behind me here, versus the much smaller, compact M2EA. So obviously these two platforms, it's made for different applications, where the Matrice 300 RTK is for more detailed, precise inspection work, scouting work, versus the M2EA, which is able to fold into a more portable form factor for, say, quick scouting missions for people that needs to use it for remote areas where accessibility is an issue. In terms of the flight time itself, obviously the Matrice 300 RTK packs a much longer flight time, where without payload, it's able to fly up to 55 minutes. And with conventional payloads, you're looking at anywhere within the region of 30 to 40 minutes. Whereas the M2EA boasts still quite a long flight time of 30 minutes, but in real practical flight, you're looking at maybe 25 minutes compared to the 30 to 40 minutes on the Matrice 300 RTK. So of course, with the bigger platform, but at the disadvantage of a portability, you get a longer flight time. One of the key features for the M300 RTK is that it has a IP45 water resistance rating. This means that it's able to be operated safely and steadily in light to moderate rain, which is extremely useful for time-sensitive applications such as search and rescue, surveillance, where we would have to operate regardless of the weather condition. Compared to the M2EA, where it does not have any IP rating, not that it would fall out of the sky or anything when it rains, but it is best practice and for safety reasons when it starts raining or when you see incoming to land and stop your operations. Moving to one of the key features for all drones, of course, it's the payload itself, where the M300 RTK it's able to interchange different payloads, but for today's purposes, we will compare the Zenmuse H20T versus the built-in integrated sensor on the M2EA. Starting off with the thermal sensor first, both thermal sensor on the H20T versus the M2EA, it's roughly similar. It has a resolution of 640 x 512 pixel, which is the high resolution variant of thermal sensors and core. Both of them are radiometric and is able to take RGB images. One of the key difference between the H20T and the M2EA is that the H20T has isotherm feature. For those that are not familiar with isotherm is a feature that allows us to quickly filter out temperatures that we don't want to see or is not relevant to our application. For example, for solar thermal inspection purposes, we would want to quickly identify hotspots. And what isotherm allows us to do is to filter out all temperatures that are below, say, a certain threshold and pinpoint and highlight the areas that have defects, which are represented in hotspots. Moving on to the difference between the RGB sensor of the M2EA versus the H20T. First off, for the H20T, it has two different RGB sensors, the wide angle and zoom lens. For the zoom lens, it is a 1.7 CMOS 20 megapixel sensor, where it has a 20 times optical zoom and a further 6 times digital zoom capability. The wide angle sensor is a 2.3 CMOS 12 megapixel sensor, and it's able to capture a much larger field of view compared to the zoom sensor. On the M2EA, the RGB sensor is a 48 megapixel sensor featuring 32 times digital zoom without any optical zoom on it. Furthermore, the Zenmuse H20T has an additional laser rangefinder where we are able to very accurately detect the distance between the drone and the object that we are pinpointing, which is extremely useful for applications such as firefighting, where our fire rescue squad needs to know how far the flames are and objects are away from their position right now. Now, a lot of the applications for the M2EA and the M300 with Zenmuse H20T payload requires it to be operated in high interference areas such as for cell tower inspection, for power line inspection. For that, the M300 RTK of course, boasts the RTK function, allowing it to be linked to a DJI RTK2 station or any third-party base station, hence making flight operations safe and stable for areas with magnetic interference. This has always been a key problem with the Mavic 2 Enterprise series for the Mavic 2 Enterprise Zoom and the Mavic 2 Enterprise Duo previously, and that's why for the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced, DJI has added an option for users to purchase an add-on RTK module, allowing it as well to link to any third-party base station via encrypt, hence unlocking the capability to fly in high interference area for the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced. Now moving on to the remote control themselves, where on my left, it's the regular DJI smart controller for the M2EA. So this regular DJI smart controller, it's the same smart controller that can be used for your Mavic 2 Pro, even recently the Mavic Mini series, and it's the standard configuration. Versus the remote control for the Matrice 300 RTK, it is the DJI Smart Controller Enterprise. There is some key difference that you can clearly see on the shape itself, where the Enterprise remote controller, number one, it has a extra built-in battery down here. It's much bigger capacity. And secondly as well, we didn't put it in, but you can fit a WB37 flight battery for a standby power source in the event of any quick swap or extended prolonged operations in field. Furthermore, for the flight controller, the remote control transmission range for the Enterprise series is able to be extended up to 15 kilometers range, versus for the DJI Smart Controller, which is able to be transmitted up to 8 kilometers. So that's a very big difference in terms of operating these differences and transmission range as well. This sums up our product comparison video between the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced and the M300 RTK with the Zenmuse H20T payload. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned lots of valuable information from it. Remember to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and click on the bell to be notified on any upcoming videos that we do have. Stay safe, remember to regularly sanitize your hand, wear your mask, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.